Hey you guys, it's Monday and it only means one thing around here in our house. It is Meal Prep Monday. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite quick snack and breakfast recipes I like to prep. It is my grain-free, low-carb granola. I think I may have showed you a little glimpse of it before. Oh, let me get out of the light. When I was doing a homeschool video, but I thought it's so delicious, it deserves a video all to itself. So let's get started and let me show you how to make it. Alright guys, we are going to get started on this simple granola that I make for our cereal this week. First thing I'm going to use is unsweetened coconut chips. Now this is just dried coconut. There's no sweetener. This is the organic Kroger brand. I paid $2.99 for this. I normally buy the Bob's Red Meal because you get a bigger bag for the same price of $2.99, but this is all they had. And I start out with about 3 cups, and that's probably just about all that's in this bag, so I'm just going to empty this bag. So if you're keeping up, which you don't really have to, I'll have the recipe below. This is an 8-ounce bag, but you can, I advise doubling it if you have it, but I only bought 1 coconut. So 8-ounce bag, or you can do 3 cups normally. Today I'm going to use some pecans because this video is being sponsored by Nature's Eats. They sent me some wonderful pecans and almonds, and we're going to add those in. So a half a cup of chopped pecans. Now we're going to use some sliced almonds. And I'm going to add, let's see, I can get it in there. I should have them prepared out. Just 1 cup. And I think I'm going to do 2 cups because I have a little less coconut than normal. And I'm not going to measure exactly, you guys. Like I said, I'll put the recipe below. And you can see all the exact measurements on my blog. The next thing I'm going to do is I use this coconut oil. This does have a coconut flavor. We don't mind it. But if you do not want this to have a strong coconut flavor, then use a coconut oil that is processed. I think it's called refined, so that you won't have that coconut flavor. Alright, so we're just going to use the oil. This is 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil, and I'm just going to drizzle it around. Mainly, you're just needing to coat everything so it browns nicely, and it'll hold the sweetener and the cinnamon. So that's 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The next thing I'm going to do is I just sprinkle cinnamon on it, and you can leave it all. I don't measure this, but I'd say, if you need a measurement, it's about a teaspoon or so. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle my sweetener, which I use Pure Brand. It's a mix of erythritol and stevia. I get this at Walmart for about I think it is $6.99 for this 1-pound bag, so it's very affordable for us and easy to get. So I'm going to sprinkle this on top, and I just eyeball this, but again, check the recipe link below and it'll tell you how much to use. And then I have clean hands, and the best way to mix this is just to toss it with your hands, guys. I also have these chocolate chips over here, but we're not going to use those until the end, so don't worry about those. And as you can see on my pan, I've lined it with aluminum foil because it just makes for easier cleanup, and I've just always done it like that. But you don't have to if you don't want to use the foil. I know a lot of people don't like using foil, so you just continue to mix everything up till everything is well coated and has a little bit of the cinnamon and everything, and then you just kind of spread it out evenly. Now, depending on how big your batch is and how big your pan is, you may have to stir this a couple of times as it bakes so that everything browns evenly. So there it is, guys. I'm going to put this in the oven and bake this for probably about, you have to watch it, so probably about 18 minutes or so. I'm going to take it out halfway through and stir it. I'm going to bake this down. I'll come back in a few minutes and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so here is the granola out of the oven. It has cooled, so it's cooled completely, which is what you want it to do. It probably took me anywhere between, I don't know exactly guys, and because ovens vary, you'll need to watch it, but it took me roughly 18 minutes, and I did stir it 2 times. So you just stir it around, and that way everything gets nice and brown. There's no, extra, the white coconut still showing that hasn't gotten toasted. Because the toastiness is what tastes the best. You also need to watch it very carefully so it doesn't burn. Let me show you one quick tip. Do you see these lovely little clusters? What I did is, when I flipped it the last time, stirred it around, I took a couple of extra tablespoons of Pure, which is not in the recipe, so this is optional, and I sprinkle it over the top and put it back in the oven for a couple of minutes, and it kind of gives this little chunks there. And it's not hard, you know, they'll break apart if you want to, but we kind of like the chunks. The last step is to take your chocolate chips, and this is about, probably about 3/4 of a cup. You can use Lily's, or you can buy the Hershey's sugar-free chocolate chips if you prefer those. If you want to, you can cut up an 85% chocolate bar. And you can put as little or as less of these as you want, or you can leave them out totally, you know, but we just like a little bit of chocolate in ours. And then I just toss it together like this. Just so, you know, the little bit of chocolate with the nutty sweetness is so good. So it's just a easy granola. We use this with almond milk for cereal. We use it as like a snack for a trail mix because there is protein in here because of the nuts. And then there is the, so if you want to eat this plain as a snack, you could. But I normally have it with like a cheese stick if I'm eating just the granola, or with the almond milk for breakfast. And surprisingly enough, it's pretty filling. Now, to store this, you need to store it in an airtight container, guys. I can't even talk this morning. So, I buy these, and I have several of them, at the Dollar Tree. And they are $1 a piece, and they just snap off. And so, they snap back on real easy. And then they have this container, this lid, where you can just pour it out. Or, if you don't have anything like this, you can use a mason jar, which I know a lot of you guys that follow Trim Healthy Mama have plenty of these, right? So, these work great also. So, I'm just going to fill these up in my containers, and then I'll show you what they look like. Alright, here's what it looks like now that I got it in my containers. Now, this would probably stay in your cupboard in these airtight containers for up to probably 2 or 3 weeks, but it doesn't last that long at all here in our house. We do eat this, like I said, as a cereal or a snack, so this only lasts probably about a week for us, so you won't have to worry about getting stale. But there is the granola, you guys. I hope you give it a shot. The link for the full recipe and directions is in the link in the description below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by My Table 3, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and have a blessed week.